So I went out to take a ride and tried to turn it on, and nothing worked. It didn't go on. I couldn't check the battery from here. I finally checked the battery using the push button on the battery top, and I didn't get any lights. So I charged the batteries up and came back out and tried it, and nothing happened. So I tried the light, and the light went on. That was weird. Shouldn't do that. And I tried the turn signals, and they worked. So I tried the throttle, lifted the rear wheel off the ground. The throttle worked. But the bike was off. Now, the last time I rode it was only a couple weeks ago. I did a short test ride after trying my new drop seat that has a remote control on the handlebars, and I had charged it up then. The ride before that was about 3.5 months ago, when I fractured my pelvis and had to not ride for a while. The bike was left with 25% or so battery, and when I came back to ride it again, it still had 25% battery, so it didn't lose it then. But after the last ride and this attempt to ride, it lost the entire battery because it didn't turn itself off, and it won't turn on either, so that I can't turn it off. The only way to turn it off is to unplug it. So that's what I did. I looked all around on forums and every place I could to find anyone with the same problem, and finally found somebody that had the same problem and replaced the screen. I don't know if he replaced the button, but I'm thinking the button is kind of a culprit because it's not doing anything, but they are connected together, so who knows. So I started looking for a screen and button assembly, and found a couple various places of the same model number, which I found on the back of the button and the screen, but I wasn't too sure if they were programmed the same way as the Kepler was, so I called Ariel Rider. They didn't have any, but expecting some in a couple of weeks, so I put in an order for one. And about 2 weeks later it actually got here. Surprised. So I put them on, and now it works. So that was about $120, and I did it myself, of course. There's only 3 screws involved here. The old button and screen were plugged together. The new one is a complete unit. The button wires are fused into the screen. The old one was already breaking. These are not swivel fittings. They are one piece of plastic that stretches around your handlebar, so it's pretty rough on that spot right there. This is some Gorilla Tape to hold it back together, but of course this isn't going on. So just the screw there and the screw there to get it off. This one has a button assembly that plugs in. This is the button. Has a number on the back I put on the screen already. This button has a swivel. So does the new one. And just one screw there. The new assembly has that molded in to the screen and a tail coming out of here that plugs into the bike. So since the new wires are molded into the screen, the tail plugs into the old wire that plugged into the screen before. This wrap will just go around both of those and cover it up. And that's about all I've got on this.